Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fina Aimmatul Falihah, and for this session about sociolinguistic terms, accent, dialect, register, code switching, and code mixing. Okay, the next is table of contents. The first is accent from Korean drama Child of the Nine Child. The second is dialect, Korean drama footage and Korean song. The third is register from Korean drama footage, and the fourth is code switching and code mixing from Korean drama Descendants of the Sun and Vincenzo. Okay, the first is accent. What is the accent? Accent includes the way we pronounce things, also other linguistic features like words and grammar. Next is, according to the Linguistic Society, there are two types of accent. The first is foreign accent. A foreign accent occurs when a person pronounces a language the way another language is pronounced. And the second is local accent. This accent shows the difference in how someone pronounces their mother tongue. The accent arises because of difference in geographic residence and social class. Example: all Korean people during the Japanese colonial era spoke Japanese, but used a typical Korean accent because they had difficulty pronouncing Japanese with a typical Japanese accent, which was not their mother tongue. Then they replaced the accent with an accent that was easier to pronounce, namely a typical South Korean accent, like this video.
死神傭兵だ。ただいま前しより帰還いたしました。
みんな戦争心。
ユッキーに会いたくなかったの?
Okay, from the video clip it can be concluded that the first is the army commander spoke Japanese with a Korean accent. The second is 10 Korean women who wear typical Japanese clothes also speak Japanese using a typical Korean accent. Third, so even though Korean people speak Japanese, their distinctive Korean accent will still be visible. Okay, and the second is dialect. Previously, a dialect is any variety of a language associated with a group of people. Dialect refers to grammatically or and perhaps lexically varieties and phonologically different from other varieties. So, dialect refers to about pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. Okay, the next is dialects in South Korea or Satori. South Korea has 6 dialects and each is different. And for this session, we will just learn 2 dialects. The first dialect is Gyeonggi dialect. This dialect is considered a national dialect because almost all South Korean people know it even though they come from different areas. Users of this dialect generally live in Seoul and Incheon, and this dialect is the dialect that we generally hear in dramas to Korean television shows. And the second is Gyeongsan dialect. Several major cities in South Korea whose residents use the Gyeongsan dialect are Ulsan, Busan, and Daegu, and also this dialect is simpler than other dialects. Okay, next is example Gyeonggi dialect. Where Gyeongsan dialect. Wow, the meaning is why. Gyeonggi dialect. Moe Gyeongsan dialect. Moano, the meaning is what are you doing. Gyeonggi dialect. 괜찮아 Gyeongsan dialect. 괜찮다, the meaning is it's fine.
왜?
괜찮아요?
괜찮아.
For explanation, the first and second videos The Gyeongsan dialect seems a little challenging even though it's spoken in a flat tone. The third and fourth videos mostly used when on the phone. The first sentence that is said is moe or moano. The fifth and sixth, something is not finished, well we can say quinchana or quinta, and when something is finished late we can also say quinta because it can also mean late. Okay, and the third is register. In linguistics, the register is defined as the way a speaker uses language differently in different circumstances. Okay, about register. Think about the words you choose, your tone of voice, and even your body language. You'll probably behave very differently chatting with a friend that you would at a formal dinner party or during a job interview. And these variations in formality, also called stylistic variation, are known as register in linguistics. They are determined by such factors as social occasion, context, purpose, and audience. Okay, my example and explanation. For formal, you say 안녕하세요 when you want to greet your superiors, people you don't know, or who are older to look polite. Use a formal form. And for non-formal, you say 안녕 when we want to greet close friends, subordinates, or people who are younger than us. We use non-formal forms to make it look more relaxed and familiar. Okay, the last material is code switching and code mixing. Before that, code is language and bilingualism is when people speak two language. They are equipped with two linguistic systems and can keep the two systems separate, yet they often mix them. Code switching is refers to the intersentential mixing of language among bilinguals, and code mixing refers to the intrasentential mixing of the language involved. For the example, watch this video.
이를 위협하는 누구에게든 대응 사격을 허가한다.
Look, Captain, you better know exactly what you're doing.
You do your job. The doctor will save our patient, and I will protect what I have to.
이동하겠습니다.
Okay, the conversation between South Korean soldiers and the Arab presidential guard during an emergency. The first sentence was spoken by the South Korean army captain using Korean. Then the second and third sentence were spoken by the leader of the Arab presidential security force and also the South Korean army captain using English. And the last sentence was spoken in Korean by a South Korean doctor who was about to perform an emergency operation on an Arab president.
أنا أرغبنا من أن الصوت بخص المشورة الخاصة في نيا أستمع نصيحتك إن شاء الله.
훌륭하신 분을 치료할 수 있어서 영광이었습니다.
لا أجب تكون واحدة من ولا شكرا لكم.
It's not just any business card. This card will save you in about any situation, anywhere there are Arabs.
아,
And the second conversation between the Arab president, Pas Pampres, and the South Korean doctor who saved the life of the Arab president. The first sentence uttered by the Arab president was in Arabic. Then the second sentence was uttered by the South Korean doctor in Korean. The third sentence was said again by the Arab president using Arabic. Then the last sentence was said by the leader of the Arab Presidential Security Force using English. So guys, switching language in sentence as in the two conversation is called code switching. Okay, next is code mixing. A Korean-speaking male group interspersed with one word in another language, which is Kasano family, whereas in Korean, the family is 가족.
배우사님, 저희 다 까사노 패밀리입니다.
Okay guys, I think that's all, and I'm sorry for all my mistake. Thanks for your attention and see you. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.